Represent the 10 Ward Mob Squad.
What up, party people? Welcome back to another episode of Hood Talk. Let's get it. Today's news in the hood. I will be speaking on influences and why they matter so much. Get your popcorns ready. It's gonna be a good one, y'all. Okay, I chose to speak on this topic is because influences is something that's vital to one's life, right? It can affect you in a negative way, and it also can affect you as a positive way if applied to one's life correctly. So, I would be defining of both. So if you growing up as an adolescent, let's say a young man, right? And you surround yourself with, no, let me back that. Let me retract that. Young man, growing up, don't have father figure in his life, no male role model for that fact, right? And this is very important, people. I need you all to understand this and dissect what I'm saying very fluently. So, let's say a young man, 12 years old, right? And he going to school. Now he hooks up with 3 more of his friends who also doesn't know what they want to be in life. 4 years then pass by. They 15 now. They didn't hit high school, right? He don't know nothing. His full of friends don't know nothing, but his full of friends know one little thing just a little bit more than what he does, right? He thinking his friend know a lot just because he know one thing that he doesn't know. Look, meet me after school, man. Come, we gonna meet up at the store down the street by Mr. Shack house, and I'm gonna show y'all. Bell rang, 3, 4 o'clock, all of them meet up at the spot. He shows him a gun. Lil Ray never saw a gun before. Look, man, we can go ride with this gun. Look, tomorrow, we all gonna come to school and we gonna tell our parents we went to school, but we gonna cut and we gonna go by Mr. Jack house and we gonna go in his backyard and we gonna shoot him. That's how bad influences occur, right?
I was in the Cub Scouts, play Little League Baseball. I have a picture of myself, was a pitcher for a Little League Baseball team called the Angels. I used to love camping, going to Yosemite and skateboarding, roller skating, everything. I like playing sports. Unfortunately, I started hanging around the wrong crowd. I started following my brother's footsteps, hanging around the homeboys, and little by little stopped playing baseball, started partying, drinking, partying, and ended up getting caught up into the gang lifestyle, which led me coming in and out of juvenile hall. At the age of 15, I went to California Youth Authority for attempted murder. I got 3 years. I was 15 years old. Went to California Youth Authority. California Youth Authority is for juveniles that are messing up in juvenile hall or have violent cases. So since my case was violent, I went to Fred C. Nallis. I was there 79, 80, 81, excuse me. From 13, I started going to juvenile hall.
13 years old?
Yes, but my parents were, my dad was from Mexico, old school, worked for railroad, Southern Pacific, hard worker. My mother was very honest. My dad was very honest. They tried to raise us, but my parents were older, and me and my brother, we got caught up in the neighborhood.
They couldn't control you.
They actually would say, hey, why don't you just stay home and drink instead of going out? Because we don't want to see you get in trouble. But we would get drunk and sneak out the window and take off. Yeah, and they meant well, but You know, it didn't work. No, excuse me. I went to juvenile hall for different things. One was for, we used to sniff paint when we were young. One was for burglary. I got out. Then when I turned 15 is when I picked up attempted murder. I went to Fred Sinales. I stood in Fred Sinales 1979, 1980, 1981. Fortunately, Fred Sinales was full of what you would call the worst of the worst. So as far as juveniles, it was kids that the juvenile system couldn't handle. So it was wild there. A lot of fist fights, a lot of kids growing up and with no structure, no discipline. I can honestly say the YA, it made me worse.
Really?
Yes, it made me worse. And then when I was on the streets, it made me more, I guess, through the fights and the violence in YA, it like hardened me. Because when I got out, I only stood out a few months. I picked up a murder robbery. You know, in 1981, I picked up a murder robbery.
Did you do that because?
No, at that age of when I was 18, my problem was alcohol. I was alcoholic.
You were an alcoholic.
Yes.
So you weren't in the right mindset.
No, I was actually drunk when I committed the offense. Yes. In my case, I was originally sentenced to life without possibility of parole. They were trying to give me the death sentence behind my juvenile conviction. They said, you got violence. And then I had another assault with a deadly weapon that there was not enough evidence to take me to court. But when I was convicted of my murder robbery, they have something called a penalty phase. They brought all that up to try to give me the death penalty. Because I had my murder robbery, I had the case that I went to YA for, and then I had the other case that they never tried before, but they says, oh, there's a police report on it. So they were trying to say that I was a violent defendant. So I ended up getting life without possibility of parole. But as I said, when I committed the offense, I was drunk. We filed an appeal. The court ruled that in order to give a person life without possibility of parole or a death sentence, you need to prove intent, that the person intended to kill the person. In my case, I had been drinking 2 days. Mm-hmm. Over the weekend, I had been drinking. My sister got married. I went back to Colton. I was living in LA. Mm-hmm. I went back to Colton, sister's wedding on Saturday. Sunday, I drank, came back Monday. I had been drinking and picked up my murder robbery. So the judge had a hearing on that, and he determined there was no intent in my case. Mm-hmm. So they changed my sentence to 25 to life. So that's a good question. So when I woke up in the county jail, November 1981, I have a murder robbery. My co-defendants with me there. The case was strong, so I was more or less thinking, well, I'm gonna go to prison. I have nothing to lose. So when you're like that, you start losing hope. Mm-hmm. You start losing hope, especially after I went to trial. I got the life without. I started losing hope, and I continued to spiral downward. Once a person loses hope, nah.
Okay, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Until next time, hit that like button, people. Hit that share button. Get in that comment section. Hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I upload more videos. Subscribe to the channel. If you know someone that's struggling with mental health, mental illness, do not be afraid to offer them your assistance. Superfly Entertainment presents We're Not the Talk, We're Hood Talk.